All right, continuing on talking about the movie Young Guns 2. So, uh, just like the music for the first Young Guns movie, that was really good. The music for the second Young Guns movie, that was really good too, but it was a little different. Uh, okay, so John Bon Jovi did some of the songs, did some songs for the movie. There were only a couple songs, but they played during the credits that he did. Uh, yeah, Blaze of Glory. I really love that song. Uh, and then the other one was Billy Get Your Guns. So that was played during the credits. Um, I used to have the CD, the soundtrack for Young Guns 2, but apparently I don't have it anymore. I can't find it, so I guess that was one of the things that I lost when I moved. Uh, so I was living in Utah for a year and a half, and then I moved back to Minnesota, and I lost half of my property, and apparently that was one of them. But I, I, I think I had I put the music from that CD onto my laptop, my old laptop, and I guess I had yeah, I guess at that time I realized that I lost my property, so um, I put it on iTunes and then I burnt it onto a blank CD. So I'm pretty sure I still have the music for it. It's just on one of the many CDs that I burnt onto from iTunes. But I really like that CD. It's got some really good songs on it. Blaze of Glory was my favorite, and there's some other good ones too. And some of the songs there's um, right before the song starts there's some dialogue. There's audio samples from the movie Young Guns 2, so that's neat. Like I think there's the one where Kiefer says, "William H. Bonney, you are not a god." The thing about him saying, "You you drove a 15-year-old boy straight to the grave, and the rest of us straight to hell." Yeah, I think that's on there too. The "You Who Will Make You Famous," that might be on there too. So that's neat. I always like when they have audio samples in songs. Like Skinny Puppy does that, and Velvet Acid Christ. Those two bands. Two bands I really like a lot. Okay, so that CD is gone. The one that I bought anyway. The Young Guns 2 soundtrack. The original soundtrack. It's gone, sadly. Along with a lot of other things that I had before I moved to Utah. So angry thinking about that. Okay, yeah, I love Blaze of Glory. Oh, John Bon Jovi plays an extra as a prisoner in a pit in Lincoln, um, in the movie Young Guns 2. I didn't realize that until recently. I found that out on the internet. So I was surprised to hear that. All right, so there's also a really good like it's not just Blaze of Glory, but it's like the Young Guns 2 has a really good instrumental soundtrack throughout the movie. So both Young Guns 1 and and two really good soundtracks. So again, I I tried finding the instrumental soundtrack for Young Guns 2, and I remembered seeing it a long time ago, but I just wanted the one with Blaze of Glory on it at the time. But so recently I was trying to find the instrumental soundtrack for Young Guns 2, and not available. The one I already had gotten, the one with Blaze of Glory, that one's available, but the instrumental soundtrack for Young Guns 2 is not available. Not on CD. It's available on MP3 on Amazon or vinyl. So that was very disappointing. All right. So now it's time to talk about what happens in the movie Young Guns 2. So I'm going to be retelling some of the scenes in the movie, just like Young Guns, the first Young Guns. There's a lot of really good scenes. So I'm going to be retelling my favorite scenes in the movie, saying what happens. So time to go to. I'm going to take you to Spoiler Town. So it's time to reminisce about the movie Young Guns 2. Alright, so the movie starts out with Brushy Bill Roberts, who claims to be Billy the Kid. So that's Emilio Estevez in old man makeup. He meets a lawyer named Charles Phelan, who is played by Brad Whitford, who was in Adventures in Babysitting. There's a favorite movie of mine. I think he plays the boyfriend of the young woman in Adventures in Babysitting. Not a very nice guy. He does not play a very nice guy in that movie, Adventures in Babysitting. But he plays a lawyer in this one, in this movie, Young Guns 2. Okay, that's Brad Whitford. Okay, so Brushy Bill Roberts. He's sitting on the movie starts out. He's got a horse with him, but he's sitting on the side of a. He's sitting up on a hill at the side of a highway, and that's where he meets a lawyer. So last time we saw Billy the Kid in the previous movie, it was Old West time, and people were getting around on horses. So here in the second one, we see old Billy the Kid, and we see cars going by on a highway. So very different. Times have changed since then. Okay, so Billy meets someone who says he's Billy, Brushy Bill Roberts. Okay, Brushy Bill Roberts meets this lawyer. He tells the lawyer that he wants a pardon for the killings he did as Billy the Kid. So this is a surprise to the lawyer. He doesn't believe him. And he says, Billy the Kid was shot and killed by Pat Garrett. It's common knowledge. Everybody knows that. Then the lawyer asks, if Brushy Bill has any scars to prove that he's Billy the Kid. So then the movie really starts going. So then Brushy Bill, so he's telling his story. So the majority of the movie then is it's a flashback to 1879. So it starts off with Emilio. He's narrating as old man Brushy Bill Roberts. He's saying it's 1 year after the fire at the McSween house and the end of the Lincoln County War. So that was the events in the first Young Guns movie. So it's a year later. Okay. So Billy. So now Billy's young. He's not an old man anymore. Billy. We see Billy laying down, pretending to be dead, and a few men on horseback approach to claim the reward for Billy's body. One of them gets near Billy with a knife, saying he's going to get at least 100 dogies. Not sure what a dogie is. So he says he's gonna get at least 100 dogies for his Traeger finger. I think that's how he said it. It looks like a dirty character. Okay. So this guy, he's about to cut off Billy's finger. So he's got Billy's finger in his hand. He's got a knife there. Billy opens his eye. So the guy's surprised because he thought Billy was dead. So Billy opens his eye and he shoots the guy who's going to cut off his finger. Okay. And then Arkansas Dave Rudabaugh and Pat Garrett appear to assist Billy in shooting the rest of the men. So it might be a little surprising that Pat Garrett is friends with Billy the Kid at the start of this movie. Because if you know what happened in Young Guns 2, we are told that Pat Garrett kills Billy the Kid. So, a little interesting start to the story there. You know he's going to shoot him, but at the beginning, he's friends with him. According to this movie, Young Guns 2. Okay, so they're helping Billy shoot these men. Pat Garrett shoots one of the men that are on horseback. So this seems like probably was a common thing back in Old West times, because it's horses. There weren't cars. People weren't driving around on cars. Their transportation was riding on horseback. So it's like in modern times with movies, like sometimes people might shoot the tires out of someone's on someone's car to stop the car from moving. So it's kind of that same kind of concept, shooting a horse and then the person falls down. So that's understandable from that, for the motivation for that. If you're a bad guy, that is. Not very nice to shoot a horse, of course. Of course. So that's sad. But I'm sure it probably was common for people who were ruthless. So Pat Garrett, he shoots one of their horses, and then he falls down. I guess I'm going to have to stop here.